So Tucker Carlson has been tepidly against war with Iran. He just did an interview with Steve Bannon the other day, and, it was very clear that he's against war with Iran, but the way he frames his arguments does kind of trigger me, if I'm being honest with you, and the way Sloppy Steve does also triggers me, because literally, in the context of arguing against war with Iran, he still tries to suck Trump off. Oh, Trump's a good man. He has a good heart. I think in his heart of hearts, he doesn't want this war, and he's being misled and this and that. And honestly, that's bullshit. Trump's a warmonger. He's always been a warmonger. He was a warmonger in his first term. Now he's a warmonger in his second term. So letting Trump off the hook is kind of unforgivable to me. He also uses some shitty-ass arguments, like he was going after Mark Levin, who's pro-war, and he was saying, do you think Mark Levin cares how many Somalis are in Ohio? And it's like, oh, that's great. So now the argument you're using is Mark Levin isn't white nationalist enough. So look, I have major issues with Tucker Carlson. When you have MAGA on MAGA violence, it's literally just bad versus worse. That's what it is. This is a movement that has to be broken and destroyed. That's the reality of the situation. Anything short of that is an epic failure. Now, having said that, Trump the other day came after Tucker because he heard that Tucker was like against the Iran war, and he called him, somebody tell kooky Tucker Carlson that Iran can have a nuke. Now, that's just a fucking stupid thing to say because Iran doesn't have a nuke, they're not building a nuke, and Israel started the war. It was an illegal offensive strike from Israel that started this. Okay, now, here's the cucked part. You ready? Trump attacks Tucker. Tucker hasn't said shit in response. We're going on 2 or 3 days now. He hasn't said shit. He hasn't said shit yet. I'm waiting, Tucker, I'm waiting, right? And that's the problem, is that even when people from within MAGA try to maybe steer the boat in a slightly better direction, they can't do it in a real aggressive, truth-telling way. They know, ultimately, the movement bends the knee to the king, right? So Ted Cruz went on Tucker Carlson's show here, and this happened to drop, I think, a day after Trump, or at least the teaser clips dropped a day after Trump went after Tucker. And here's Ted Cruz. Basically, he's a fucking colossal warmonger. He's literally using we don't want the evidence to come as a mushroom cloud over America. Meh. Literally the same argument George W. Bush used to say, we got to go after Saddam. Yeah, there's no evidence he's got a weapon of mass destruction, but the evidence might be after he bombs us, and that's unacceptable. He used the same fucking bullshit argument. So here's Tucker Carlson, and I got to be honest here, bro. I got to be honest. He really sort of effortlessly destroys Ted Cruz here. It's actually beautiful to see, and I'm happy to see that at least some people within MAGA are somewhat fighting back, and I hope that from a divide and conquer perspective, this helps bring down this horrific, hideous, vile movement. So let's start with this clip here.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
how could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
This is Tucker using the skills that he sharpened on Fox News against Ted Cruz here. Somebody made a great point about this. What if Ted did know there was 90 million people? Would Tucker be like, no, I guess it's okay to invade now? Now, obviously, that's not really what he's getting at, but it's just kind of funny that it is like a gotcha moment. But it also does highlight an important point, which is like, you are frothing at the mouth. You're bloodlusting about Iran, and you literally don't know the first thing about Iran.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
how could you not know that?
This reminds me of Bush going to war with Iraq, and he reportedly did not know the difference between Sunni and Shia when he did that. He did not know there were Sunni and Shia in Iraq.
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay,
He's right that they're Persian and predominantly Shia, but Persians only make up about 50% of the population. There are a lot of minority populations there.
You don't know anything about Iran, so
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump.
That's correct. They're not trying to murder Trump.
I'm not saying that. Who can't?
You should be saying that, Tucker. They are not trying to murder Trump.
Figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
It was bad to kill Soleimani. Oh my God. Oh my God. I wish it was me debating Ted Cruz on this.
You murder Trump?
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here, because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing.
But by the way, since then, Trump came out and admitted, of course they had our green light. Tucker, we knew they had the green light because we pulled our troops out of our bases in the region a day before the strikes. The only reason you do that is because the plans are set in stone, Trump greenlit it, and so they're getting out of harm's way. So on this one, this is what I'm talking about with Tucker. It's total cope to sort of be like, oh, Trump is actually with me on this, and he's being misled by people. Like, no, he is just a warmonger.
Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay, we also got one more teaser clip here for you. The rest of this drops today, by the way, so you can watch the whole thing if you want. I'm sure most of it is going to make you want to pull your fucking hair out, but at least there's some pushback here. Let's keep going.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other, and I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's conservative to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative to recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us, and I'm not...
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether they have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that. And by the way, I'm not mad at them. But you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know, hold on, I want to know your attitude. Yeah. You said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion.
I said guiding, the overwhelming. I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clear...
But I just want to stop on this fine for a second. That it takes place, as you know, and including on the president of the United States and several precedents. And I just want to know if that's okay and why is it okay? Wouldn't an American lawmaker say to a client state, you're not allowed to spy on us? I'm sorry. I know why you want to. I'm not mad at you, but you're not allowed to.
Sure.
And I don't care for it. I don't want to be spied on by you. It's kind of weird not to say that, but you don't seem able to say that.
By the way, the replies, hold on, let me find. Here we go. $1.89 million. That's how much money Ted Cruz has taken from the Israel lobby. Gee, I wonder why he's so fucking soft on that country, why he lets them do anything and everything, and to Tucker's point, he refuses to just be like, yeah, they spy on us, and they fucking shouldn't. And if we catch Israeli spies in this country, we're going to lock them up. It is just incredible, the extent to which the Israel lobby has bought this government. But having said that, Tucker, your boy Donald Trump, who you support, took $100 million from Miriam Adelson for simply pro-Israel reasons. That's why he gave away the Golan Heights illegally to Israel in the first term. He let them annex the Golan Heights. That's why he moved the embassy to Jerusalem. That's why he did the Abraham Accords, which was a massive fuck you to Palestinians. That's why Trump said, we're going to take over Gaza, we're going to own Gaza. That's why the quid pro quo is, he's going to let Israel take over the entire West Bank. Because your boy, too, is fucking bought by these people. What do you not... Trump, there is so much Epstein dirt on Trump. Go watch the segment I did. Proof Trump is in the Epstein files. Go type that into YouTube right now. Watch that segment. There's no doubt Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Elon was right when he said that. Well, Epstein was Mossad. Mossad is Israeli CIA. That means Israel has tremendous dirt on Trump, which means they can say to him, I know you don't want to do this thing, but you're going to do it. And he goes, okay, great idea. And now he's fucking leading the war charge. So yes, they're all fucking tainted. Now, by the way, the cope on this from the Laura Loomers of the world and the Mark Levins in the world is, meh. I don't know why I gave them the Ted Cruz voice, but Tucker Carlson is owned by Qatar, meh. And it's like, hold on. Are you really going to sit here with a straight face and argue that Qatari money influence in America eclipses that of Israeli money influence? I guarantee you, Mark Levin and Laura Loomer are certainly in bed with Israel. That's a fact. But potentially on the fucking payroll too. And his projection, he's taking money from Qatar. Nonsense. Yes, is Trump corrupt with Qatar as well? Sure, that's why I said I'll take that $400 million jet. Trump is corrupt with fucking all of them. But let's not pretend like Qatari money is a bigger problem than Israeli money. That's just comically wrong. So it's fun watching Fox News tactics be used on Ted Cruz and on Republicans. But look, as I said, man, Trump attacked Tucker. Tucker has said nothing back to this point, as of the recording of this video. I hope he does say something back, but to this point, he has not. What are you going to do, Tucker? What are you going to do? Because what an honest, principled person would do is say, like Dave Smith said, to be fair, he said, I apologize for supporting Trump, and he should be impeached over this. And I was wrong, right? That's what you got to say. And then the last piece of the puzzle is what? Now you got to crusade against the guy. Because if your whole thing was no war with Iran, well, Trump is bringing us to war with Iran. So are you going to break up with MAGA? And this is my main problem with all these MAGA commentators who sometimes break ranks a little bit, like Joe Rogan being on his show like, bro, I don't think it's a good idea to get rid of due process and stuff, bro. And everybody's like, oh, yay, Joe, what an independent iconoclast you are. And then within the same fucking show or the next show, he's right back to riding Trump's nuts. And doing but Democrats are actually worse, bro, or Democrats are the same. That's the fucking bullshit right there. So, what path are you going to take, Tucker? Unfortunately, I think we all know the answer to that. All right, guys, that's the show, y'all. I love y'all very much. You all know the drill. Please subscribe to the channel. That helps out big time and costs you nothing. This is real independent media. Thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. That link's below if you'd like to do that, or you could tip with that thanks button on YouTube. I've never talked to an advertiser, never done an ad read. I'm very proud of that fact. You guys support this show from the ground up. Also, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends. We're going to be debating Cenk Uygur this week. Are Crystal and I too tough on MAGA? That's the debate. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into it. It should be really fun. And go subscribe to Corn's World on YouTube because we drop Kyle and Corn episodes over there. All right, I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.